You're probably wasting money on your PC build, not because the parts you chose are bad, but because some things just aren't worth what you're paying. Especially Windows. In this video, I'll show you 5 common mistakes that can easily cost you hundreds, and more importantly, how to avoid them. It's all about spending smart without sacrificing performance. You know, you just gotta get that value for money. Windows keys. Why? Just why? 200 USD is crazy for a key. Keysfan stops that from being an issue, and you can get a Windows 11 Pro key for just $14.99 using code BZ50. There's always that other method, but if you want to keep things above board, you can purchase a cheap Windows key from Keysfan.com. And yeah, I actually tested Keysfan myself. I bought a Windows 11 Pro key out of my own pocket just to see if it really works. It arrived under 10 minutes and activated online with no issues. I even used command prompt to double check the license. It was fully activated. So, if you're that guy still rocking the watermark, or you just don't want to drop $200 on a license, this is probably the easiest way you'll save money in your entire build. Not to forget as well, if you purchase 2 Windows license keys, you'll get them for a slightly discounted rate. They also have Microsoft Office specials going for 62% off using code BEZ62. It's a pretty good sale going on, so make sure you go and check them out in the description and in the pinned comment. Next up, we have Overkill power supplies and motherboards. Why buy a 1000 watt power supply when you can buy a 750 watt one and it would do? I guess future-proofing is okay, but what are the chances that you are actually going to need to use all of that wattage? Seems like a waste, and I understand if you want a quality power supply, but overspending on wattage may actually waste your money. A lot of people think that they're going to be in need of an 1000 watt power supply, even if their system barely pulls 400, for example. Unless you're running a 4090 and a workstation CPU, a good 650 to 750 watt power supply should be enough in a lot of builds. More wattage does not equal better quality. It just means more money wasted if you're not using it. There were some pretty good power supply tier lists in the past, and I'll leave a link in the description to them as well if you guys want to check them out. Motherboards are confusing, and it's always easy to overspend on a motherboard with unnecessary features. It's always nice to have a good quality VRM or solid overclocking features, but they aren't always necessary. Simple thing to ask yourself: are you using a lower or mid-end CPU? Yes? Then match it with a budget or mid-end board that is of decent quality. How many drives do you actually want? Or how many do you have? And how many M.2 slots are you actually going to use? Just match your CPU with a sensible motherboard. It's the easiest way to put it. Again, that's money that could have gone into more storage, better cooling, or literally just covered your Windows license key from Keysfan. Expensive CPU coolers. Unless you're overclocking or using something like a 14900K, most gaming CPUs don't need a $150 AIO or a high-end cooling solution. Even with the more expensive AIOs, in some cases a tower cooler may be able to outperform it than the more expensive option. But choosing the right cooler will depend on the TDP of your CPU and how much power the CPU is going to draw and how much heat it can actually create. Most gaming-focused CPUs aren't going to draw that much power. Like my Ryzen 5 5600, which is a little bit old now, just had PBO on with a standard AMD Wraith cooler. No problems in temperature from that CPU, although the cooler was pretty decent. It's easy to get caught up in aesthetics and flashy coolers, but if you're building on a budget, do you really need that stuff? And again, that $100 easily could be enough to cover your operating system with a legit key from Keysfan and still have enough change left over. This is a super important one, and balancing your build. I'll give you 2 examples. The first one, using a Ryzen 7 9800X3D with an RTX 4060 for future-proofing. So a high-end CPU with a low or mid-end GPU. Or the other example, using a i3-12100F with a high-end GPU like an RTX 4080 Super. So a low-end CPU with a high-end GPU. It's that classic mistake of overcompensating in one area. You buy a beast of a CPU and you pair it with a budget GPU, thinking it's future-proofing. But you've probably just wasted a bit of money. Or you go the other way around. The GPU cannot push any more frames because you are CPU limited. Balancing isn't just about performance, it's also about not wasting money. Easiest way to do this is mid-range CPU with a mid-range GPU, or a high-end GPU with a CPU that can keep up. That way, your money actually translates into more FPS, not just future-proofing that doesn't pay off. I mean, even if you're on AM4 or AM5, for example, now if you need to upgrade your CPU, you can. I'll give you an example. On my old AM4 B350 M-A motherboard, I could have gone from my original Ryzen 5 1500X all the way up to a Ryzen 7 5800X3D if I wanted to. Now, I've always been of the opinion that buying a really good CPU is a good way to invest into the future, but if you are on a budget, focus on the things that actually matter. So balancing out that CPU with your GPU is just a good way to do it instead of spending more on one compared to the other. Balancing parts out and saving money like this feels awesome. And this is exactly why I went with Keysfan. I'd rather shave $175 off my Windows costs and spend it where it actually affects frame rates. Last but not least, and probably the most applicable one, at least with modern PC building, aesthetic choices. Listen, I love a clean build as much as anyone. Some of us just buy with our eyes. Sleeved cables, RGB fans, glowing RGB RAM, it's all fun until you check your budget and you just realize you dropped $150 for stuff that doesn't even change the performance at all. You could have got a kit of RAM for the same price with better timings, or you could have just saved your money and gone with the non-RGB version with the same performance. Flashy cases are cool, sleeve cables look amazing, and RGB looks nice. But do you want a nice looking PC or a fast one? When you're gaming, are you staring at your PC or you're staring at your monitor? You can always buy these aesthetic accessories later to add. I know it's a bit more difficult to change a case, but if you're on a budget, just stick to the best value for money options and you'll be far more happy in the long run. You know, this is just another reason why Windows keys with Keysfan was so easy. Even offer Microsoft Office for 62% off using code BEZ62. The payment process was super easy. I paid through PayPal and made an account with them, and it was all good to go for the Windows license key. The Windows key took under 10 minutes to arrive in my email, which isn't too bad. I tested them fully in another video, which is why I was happy to partner with them again for this video. They even offer a Microsoft Office and Windows license key bundle. Awesome choice if you're a student building their PC and needing some Office products. Right now, Keysfan is running their biggest event of the year. So if you're planning a PC upgrade, or you're just that guy who has the watermark on your desktop, you can snag a Windows key for half the price using code BEZ50. All of the links and discount codes are in the description and the pinned comments. Thank you for watching. Check out wistek.org for some more awesome content. Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!